Philippine Center here in New York. As DCG Kerwin mentioned earlier, this is your Philippine Center, your home away from home. But for all of us in the Philippine Foreign Service, it is really a way station. This is where we spend a few years of our service, of our career, to provide services, to provide guidance and advice, to advance the interests of our country and our people, and of course, to advance the interests of the overseas Filipino community, the diaspora. So for us, this is really a way station, and it's a fact of life in the Philippine Foreign Service, especially for us in the Career Foreign Service, where we go from post to post, we make new friends, we establish new networks, we engage with different sets of people, with different institutions, establishments. But this is my fifth posting already, my fifth posting, and the first time I've actually headed a post, a Foreign Service post. So I'm very, very privileged and grateful and blessed to have as my first assignment as head of post the Philippine Consul General here in New York. Now, why is that? Because if you will allow me to share something, a lot of you are my friends on Facebook. Yes. So,
BFF.
BFF daw, sabi Tita Van. Belated happy birthday nga pala.
Thank you po.
She doesn't look her age, so let's not talk about her age. She doesn't look it. It's not
7 years.
important. The number's not important. And oftentimes I get messages from you, invitations, requests for assistance, information which may be useful for our work here at the consulate. And we're very, very grateful for all of that. But what I'd like to share with you are messages which do not come from you, but from other overseas Filipino-American communities. From the friends in the community, in the global Filipino community I've developed in my previous postings in Mexico, in Hong Kong, in the United Kingdom, and those I've met along the way who are in Italy, who are in different parts of the world in the Middle East. And when they see my Facebook page or when they see the different shares, the different links, I oftentimes get messages from them saying, "Congratulations, Conjen, buhay na buhay yung community nyo sa New York." And then I always tell them that while we do a lot of work here in New York, I have an excellent team. We have Kerwin, we have Consul Arman, we have Vice Consul Chris Corpus. We have a new member of our team, Vice Consul Tanya Ramiro, who led us a beautiful and meaningful prayer earlier. And we have a terrific multitasking, very innovative and very selfless team, the entire Philippine Consulate team, and of course our attached services, tourism, trade, pag-ibig, our labor officials based in Washington, our agriculture officials based in Washington. I always tell them the secret sauce to the success and the engagement and the level of engagement and presence of the Filipino-American community here in the U.S. Northeast. The secret sauce is you guys, the people who are gathered here, and those who are not with us, but who are in different professions, who are doing their best to really put the Filipinos' best foot forward wherever they may be. So that is really the secret sauce. So I always tell them, it's not really us. It's us and you. So I think that's very important. That's why tonight's event is really an appreciation night. It's an appreciation for what every single person in this room has contributed, large or small, different levels of impact on the community, but most especially in representing the country, our culture, our mixed heritage, and our ability to be inclusive, to engage, to be diverse, and to share. And I think most of all, to be empathetic in whatever profession that we find ourselves in, whatever work we do, whether it's as a household service worker, as a medical practitioner, as a healthcare practitioner, our nurses, our radiologists, our doctors, our finance experts, our accountants, our engineers, our journalists, our communications experts, our teachers, You all contribute in your own way. There are many of you here in the arts. So representation takes place in many forms, in many ways, and also there is a huge impact when the community comes together for certain things that are in our interests, that really push the interests of Filipinos worldwide. And so I always tell them, that's the secret sauce. A very engaged, a very committed, professional community, and we're not a perfect community. No single community is perfect. We have our differences, we have our quirks, we have our little, as we like to say, may konting sayad din ng Pilipino. Konti lang naman. But it is part of who we are. It is part of our strength. And if we can work on our strength and improve on our weaknesses, I think we have a very, very good chance of really leveling up and really increasing the level of representation of the Filipino-American community here in the Northeast. This is like one of my regrets in leaving is that I find that we are on the precipice. We're there. We're at the tipping point of real recognition for Filipinos and Filipino-American culture and traditions, and also our contributions to mainstream society. If you watch network TV, if you watch cable TV, if you go to Broadway, if you are in political engagement, in the business fields, in whatever fields, you will see dumadami yung representation, lumalawak yung representation ng Filipinos and Filipino-Americans. And even the country itself, we're really moving up. We're one of the bright stars of Asia, one of the fastest growing economies in Asia. We have a Department of Trade delegation and a ITBPM trade delegation currently in New York. And the Philippines last year was the 10th best performing economy in the world. So all these, there's a confluence of factors, there's a convergence of factors, which I think the stars are aligned just right, but we cannot rest on our laurels. We have to keep pushing. The Olympics just ended, so the motto for us should be swifter, faster, what else? Stronger, higher. And that should be, I think, the motto for the community and the motto for the Philippines and the Filipino people in general, including, most importantly, the global Filipino community, of which you are a very important part of. So this night is really for you. It's for everyone here. I've been in New York, combined total of about 4 years, including my aborted stint as DCG also. May bala po ata ako pagdating sa New York. They always call me back for something important, which I can't say no to. But rest assured that this posting in New York, both my posting as DCG and as Consul General, will remain highlights and milestones in my career and my journey in public service. You can be assured of that. If I may just add, before we enjoy the party, this is a fiesta. We chose a fiesta theme. Later on, we will be serving street food, Philippine street food for you. It's part of the fiesta theme tonight. But let me just add that while the Filipino-American community is known for its creativity, it's known for its diversity and inclusiveness, and we care, I hope that the community will also continue and will increase its involvement in very, very pressing social issues. In the last few weeks, you've probably been following news of the sad plight of some of our kababayans in the Middle East. Well, let's also remember that closer to home here in the Northeast, we also have kababayans who unfortunately fall prey to illegal recruitment, to trafficking. I hope that you will open your eyes more to this particular challenge, this particular issue. And some of the people we've been working with closely on anti-trafficking are here. The Damayan group. So, and so many others are volunteer lawyers who are here. we hope that you will take time out to listen to them, to ask them questions about things that you want to know about, that maybe you should know about. And I think we can build a more empathetic community on that. And let's just support each other. We have Filipino performers, artists on Broadway. Let's support them. We have Filipino-American artists who perform in Queens, who perform in Jersey, in so many other parts of the Northeast. Let's support them, or if we can't do it ourselves, let's encourage people we know to support them. Because I think it's very important to build that. And if I may just share with you my life quote, because our boss, Secretary Alan Cayetano, always starts his speeches with a life quote. It's always on the Bible. And he can quote it chapter and verse. I can't do the same, unfortunately. I'd just like to share with you my life quote, which is actually a variation. It's a paraphrase of a passage from the book of Luke. And it says, "To whom much is given, much is expected or required." So that's been my life quote for my over 20 years of service already in government, and will continue to be so. And I hope that it also offers some insights for you, for all of you in your respective journeys. So again, maraming